to Twitch and my YouTube is not activating. And I can't really figure out why, to be honest. It's very, very bizarre. And it seems the same thing is happening now. Why?
Hello.
Oh, hey, now there we go. Now we're actually live. Awesome. Fantastic. That also explains why there wasn't a single YouTube viewer for the entirety of the stream. I actually haven't had that happen yet, but I just assumed it was because I'm streaming at 3:30 in the morning my time, and I haven't normally done that. But it turns out that for 20 minutes I was streaming just to Twitch, and my pretty much most of my audience is actually on YouTube. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Today what we're going to be doing, because I now have to repeat all of the context, is getting back our quest boat. I crashed it somewhere, and you actually missed it, but I was just streaming and I tried to get it back and I crashed again. Well, I didn't crash. I got killed by a bone maw. Yeah, I saw the bone maw spawn and everything. There was nothing I could do. But hey, it is what it is. Now what we're doing is we're actually traveling down here because what I want now is to make it to the Ash Meadows. Because probably I lost everything on the way to the Bogwitch Island. I don't know for certain, but I'm assuming when I originally crashed the boat, it was near the Bogwitch, because there was this small patch of plains and black forest, and the only place I'm aware of in that general area that has a patch of plains and black forest is the Bogwitch Island. So I'm going to head over there, but first I want to get to the Ash Meadow. The Ash Meadow is, it's like one of the bigger meadows on Palm, and it looks like, yeah, all right. This is the Ash Meadow here. You can only get here through the Black Forest on the path. So this is definitely the right meadow. And now what we're going to do is go to the bank of this meadow. And it looks like we might have some decent luck, because last time I tried to use this carve and sail to do this, I had to, how do I put it? I crashed, right? But also I had to disassemble stuff because we didn't have any fine wood. So that's why I brought an axe, because I knew that if I basically make an area closer to where I think I died in this meadow, I can probably get the quest boat back. Because the quest boats have loads and loads of health, and they defend themselves really well. So if you ever die, typically the quest boat will actually survive. So what we're going to do is make like a little area where I think is close. And that way we can just keep remaking stuff, right? I wasn't smart. I should have brought more bronze nails, but I was not smart. So we're going to have to do a little bit of retrieval here. Going to need to get some resin and these kind of things here. What's the fastest way to get resin? I guess it's to chop these trees, isn't it? I swear these little bush trees give resin, right? Yeah, all right, cool. I love that they die in one hit. That makes it so much easier. Honestly, chopping wood is kind of satisfying when it just does it like this. I'm into it. I'm into it. So we don't need all this extra wood. We do need that resin, though. 20. Nice. I think that's good. All right, what are we working with? We have enough resin. We need some fine wood and some deer hide. All right, it's a good thing I got these arrows. I should be able to find everything we need in this meadow. It's honestly enormous, so let's use the... Oh, I only brought frost arrows because I died. That's right. All right, I guess we're using these overpowered frost arrows here. Of course the deer didn't drop any loot. Of course. So let's get closer to the area we actually need to be in, which is the shore. The Ash Meadow kind of sticks out into the ocean. There's like this really, really deep black forest, and then there's this meadow here, the Ash Meadow. What is all this? Looks like there's some kind of fire here. What's up with all the mushrooms? Funny. Alright, what's this? This is the highest peak in the Ash Meadow, right? Ah, yeah, I remember this. I remember this. Nice spot. It looks like players... Pretty much everyone except Teensy has not discovered this area. Or at least they haven't used it that much. Maybe they've discovered it, but... There we go. Oh, it's so nice being in the bright meadows, I gotta say. I spent so little time in this playthrough in like a bright area. Hey, there we go. We got some deer hide. Wait, what? How did that deer do? That was interesting. Hey! 12, nice. All right. I think that's good. We should be able to make our carve now. I just need 2 more fine wood. Well, looky here. We have a lovely little birch tree that I'm sure is going to be willing to cooperate. Now, I'm also not going to be an idiot, and I'll set my spawn somewhere. So I need a little bit of extra wood to make that. I think if I remember right, Teensy has been building into the abandoned fortress that's nearby. So I can just use that area as like a staging ground. But I should be good now. Yeah, I just need a workbench. Awesome. Ooh, this spot has a nice view. Look at that. Very cool. Hey, and there's the area Teens has been working on. All right, this is like the end of the Ash Meadows. This fort is kind of like at the... I don't know how to explain it. What's the right term? At the edge? At the edge of the meadows? And there is... Ah, we can even see the Bogwitch Isle from here. That's awesome. Hey, there's even a carve here already. Look at that. Okay, yeah, so it looks like that over there, I would say, is the rest of this continent. Whereas the Bogwitch Island... Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe that is the Bogwitch Island. It's kind of hard to tell, to be honest. It could be over there. Or it could be that landmass over there. I guess we'll see soon. I just want to check out this carve, see what's up with this. Oh, it's not even a carve. It's an entire longship. I see, I see. Interesting. Well, I can definitely make the carve now, right? But I should be careful here because I need to set my spawn. So what I'm going to do is go to that fort there because that's actually a player's built out fort. Teens has been working on the fort there, so I don't have to worry about it. It's probably fine. Nice little diverger guards in these meadows. Because if I die, I would prefer to come back here because it's closer. That is definitely the Bogwitch Island, though. I get it now. So the base in the Black Forest is actually way further north. So, yeah, I'm not even going to bother retrieving the body that I that I lost earlier off the YouTube stream. So I'll find that at some point in the future, but it's not even worth it, to be honest. I've just accepted that, like, when I play on no map, no portal, sometimes I get lost and I lose my stuff, and, like, that's just how it is, basically. Wow, this area is quite cool. What's this little catapult doing here? That's really funny. Hey, this is interesting. I actually haven't seen this base yet, teens. But it's definitely, it's definitely really funny seeing player built stuff inside of a charred fort. Look at this. It's got like these little alcoves. Ooh, some fire arrows. I should do that. Yeah. I guess I should make a whole stack of them. I've learned from experience, you never have enough of what you think you have enough of. Alright, that's good. Now I just need to place a bed. What? What are you doing in the corner like that? That's creepy. How are you staying in the corner? Interesting. So where would the... I'm assuming there's like some bed thing maybe in the center of this. Ah, yeah, here we go. What's this? Oh, interesting. Cool little storage spot. Some nice food. Alright, alright. But what I need is like a bed area. And there's probably one here somewhere. I love... Look at all these traders. Wow, this place is well guarded. Hey, here we go. I found the bed section. Alright. Now I'm just going to make another bed. Oh, this is alright, teens. Yeah, now I'm not too far away. Nice table. Look at that. Alright. So, now that we've done this, I can get back in my tune. This is a very nice spot, by the way. Definitely... Oof. Spikes, that's right, they hurt. I thought they were just decorative. Now is our moment of truth. I think I crashed onto that island. Except the other side of that island. Because what threw me off when I actually crashed the tune was that I saw Black Forest and then plains. So I thought I knew where I was. Jeez, this thing takes so much damage. You see that? It's like taking 10 damage every tick. I feel like that's not normal. Did I change something recently that made it so boats take more water damage? I mean, that's sad. Look at that. I just made this carve, and it already has only a quarter. It's at like 2/3 health, basically. I see. So not only do the quest boats help a lot, sailing-wise, because of the sheer amount of health they have, but also, like, you don't even have to think about the boat wearing out, whereas, like, this carve, it's like, I guess the vanilla carve is just made for rivers. Because I can't even navigate it, to be honest. I mean, look at this tiny little channel we crossed. That's not much, you know what I mean? But it was enough for all this damage to the carve. And I was not smart enough to bring wood for a workbench, which is, very silly. Hey, teens! Teen says, glad you like how the base is coming along. You totally missed the dorm on the other side. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense that there's a dorm area. I'll probably die and then I'll get a chance to revisit. Whoa. What's up with all these monsters? I thought these areas were safe. Okay, so the Bog Witch is not safe like the other places. I had no idea about that. Are you telling me that monsters can, like, come into the Bog Witch's hut? Or maybe... Wait, so they... Are you gonna come inside? How does this work? Okay, you can definitely shoot me, huh? Okay. Dang, so this place isn't safe. I mean, I guess it makes sense. You know, the Bog Witch is a Grade War. But I'm just so used to seeing that bubble. And I'm used to the bubble meaning I'm safe, but I'm not safe in this bubble. As you can see, these enemies are definitely not ignoring the bubble. Well, they do seem to sort of forget that I'm here. So I don't really know what's happening with the enemies there, to be honest. But let's clear out. There's another skeleton here somewhere, isn't there? No? We're good? Alright, fair enough. What about this? Hey! I just need enough for a workbench. Thank you. Okay, so if this is a no build area... Wait, does this bubble not even count as no build? Huh. Let's see. Ah, no, okay, I can't build there, but I can build here. Is that how it works? What? Wait, what? Why is the ground immune to my pickaxe? What? That's so weird. I'm genuinely confused by that, to be honest. That's okay. Alright, let's not die here. Let's deal with this. Oh, it's a 2-star skeleton. Alright. So now they seem to be running away. Yeah, maybe those mobs from earlier, they just got somehow stuck within the bounds, right? Ah, so I see. So they don't successfully leave. I see. Curious. Alright, well that's good for now. Now I just need to make this so I can repair my boat before it gets destroyed. But what's up with the land not terraforming? Like, what is this? Is that a trader thing? I've never seen the land have the infinite or the invincible hit spark. So I'm like, I'm confused by that. But I'm assuming it's because I'm too close to the trader. What? That's so interesting. Huh. I didn't know that was a thing. Guess you learn new things every day, huh? Alright, and what's this? This is a 2-star skeleton. Can I block a 2-star skeleton? I think so. I'm gonna try. Hopefully he doesn't kill me. Come on, buddy. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I love this knife. Hey, another spear. Awesome. Spears are great. Okay, so I get, does that mean that like I just can't build this stuff because it's too close? Ah, I get it. So that was within the mystical force area. All right, that kind of makes sense. Hey, you want to go? I got explosive arrows. You're screwed, buddy. Wait, did it work? No, he just ran away. That's hilarious. More satisfying when it actually destroys the enemy you're shooting at. Kapoo! That's pretty amusing, in all honesty. Pretty amusing. Yeah, there you go. You want to come? Come on. Oh, a 2-star Droger. Wow, you trying to get me to blow myself up? I'm smarter than that these days. Yeah, fool. Yeah, alright. We got our little island. Alright, now I'm gonna repair this boat. I'm so spoiled by the quest boats. So spoiled. I guess if I was really smart, at this point, I would make like a bed or something. Because I'm pretty sure that this is the island I died on. Just on the exact other end of the island. So for now... Ooh, the wind even changed to be in our favor. That's lucky. For now, we're just going to go over here. And, no, that's right. Here we go. For some reason, I felt like I needed to go to the workbench to repair, which is silly. You want to go, mister? You want to go? Boom! We added the explosive arrows because players who are new, basically, it's like too hard for them, pretty much. So now they have explosive fire arrows to make the earlier part of Path of Magic a little bit more manageable, because the main reason things get challenging is because early in the game, there's no AoE. And on Palm, you often end up fighting like big groups of undead monsters. So having an AoE damage attack is really important. But for now, we're just going to swing around this swamp. And if I remember correctly, the swamp is like the northern part of this island. And then the other part of the island is Black Forest. And then there's just a little bit of plains, I think. Or maybe there's a lot of plains. And I'm gonna get screwed. I guess we'll find out soon, won't we? I could also try and get some shit in there. I mean, why not? I'm here. May as well. I found that I have more fun in Valheim if I, like, don't get too attached to what I was originally trying to do. And it's about to become night. But because of Path of Magic's, let's call them adjustments, we can actually use these rocks here and build a workbench. See? So now I can repair. Then we're going to get rid of this workbench because the rocks break when this thing breaks. So you can think, oh, yeah, it's going to be fine because I'll be able to go to the rocks. But when we drop the Leviathan, if I wrote the script right, then when we drop the Leviathan, it's also going to get rid of those rocks. So don't be surprised if they disappear. They actually serve a purpose. It's for one of the quests. Because if you summon a Diverger Trader on a Leviathan, that act... Oh, yep, there we go. All right, we have initiated the system now. I guess that's it, right? Maybe I can go for this one here. Yeah, I'll probably be fine. One more. Oh, too late. It's alright. Now, it's just a matter of will I swim to the boat in time? Oh, a leech? Oh my gosh, are you for real? Are you for real? The frickin' leech is gonna get me, isn't it? Oh gosh. Oh, there's another leech? Oh, I didn't even think of that. I should have been smarter. I definitely should have been smarter. No, no, oh. Alright, I survived. I shouldn't have survived that, to be honest. I was actually thinking about this earlier. I was like, you know, I just landed in the swamp. And everything was like... That's kind of weird, in all honesty. And look at this. I can already tell this is a recipe for disaster. I'm gonna forget at some point, and then I'm gonna get screwed. And I don't need any of this fine wood, so I'm gonna toss some stuff here. Basically, I have a buff right now, right, that increases my carry weight, but the moment that buff ends, well, suddenly I'm in a bad situation. Look at this. Someone's already been in this situation before. Shady was fun. I hope she comes back to play more at some point. Yeah, that was lucky, right? Yeah, this island's insane. So I'm not actually going to go deep into it because it's full of chard. But I have a feeling maybe there's something, I don't know, it's just wood. You know what? I could probably use that. I'm going to take all of the wood and just put it in this boat. There we go. Maybe that'll be useful later. We'll see. But for now, we're going to keep going. Look at these cargo crates just chilling here. So Shady crashed onto this island here and then proceeded to get nerked by something. And then further down on the island, someone else crashed. And what's even foreboding is that they didn't retrieve their stuff, right? So, like, they were obviously lost. And what do we have? Our frickin' boat gets damaged. How do people put up with this? I honestly did not remember that in Vanilla Valheim. I guess it's a mechanic so that you don't sail the carve in the ocean as easily. Is that what's going on here? Hey, an already made workbench. How kind. And let's see, who's this? Kolak. Oh, ooh, Kolak. A flint spear and a crude bow. Wow. What a brave guy. Ooh, some shitting. I'm gonna take this. Sorry. So, luckily, as long as I remember, whenever I have the bronze armor equipped and I take out a weapon, I can sheath it to update my meat of troll endurance. And if I don't update that, I'm gonna become encumbered. And watch me die. Because I become encumbered because I lose the troll endurance buff, like in the middle of fighting. I would not be surprised in the slightest if that happens. So there is our Black Forest. And you can see these spikes. In general, whenever you see the spikes on Path of Magic, it's a warning. It's telling you that there's dangerous stuff here. It's not like a normal biome. So this is the entrance to a river, and there's ashland spikes there. So that basically means that there's, you know, forts in that river. So we're not going to go down there. I'm going to keep wrapping around here, and in theory, I'll find an area of plains bordering near the Black Forest over here, and then I'll be able to go find the boat. But now that we have actually, well, set ourselves up better, oh, it's even got a meadows. Wow, what a spot. That's so funny. Like, one end of it, swamp and death, and people crashed into it and died. Whereas if they had just crashed a couple 100 meters another way, they would have crashed into a peaceful meadow. Like, it's pretty funny, to be honest. All right, so I'm going to be smart here. I do not want to sail back. So what we're going to do is make some kind of setup in this situation that's safe. And this looks remarkably safe, to be honest. Like, as safe as it gets. I'm pretty sure even this Draugr, because I'm in the meadows, there's currently this protector. So when something tries to... Yeah, look at that. New players were getting ganked too much in the meadows. So we made a feature that removes certain enemies when they attack. But to be honest, it needs to be reworked. It removes too many enemies, so... I'll probably adjust that at some point and make it so it only removes the problematic enemies, like the Draugr archers. New players do not need Draugr archers in the meadows. Like, it serves no benefit to them. I understand that, like, Palm is intense, but I've found that things in Valheim require safety to fall back into. So, yes, it's true that Palm is intense, but I found that intensity and danger in Valheim is only as valuable and useful as the safety nearby that you can retreat into. And if players don't have those safe areas, then they don't really enjoy the dangerous areas as much. So that's something I think about, is like, how do we make it so that players have access to areas that are reliably safe? So it still needs a lot of work, to be honest. The Palm Meadows are not fully safe, even with something that removes monsters like that, to be honest. I was just about to make... It's funny. I was about to try and make a wood wall to stop the fire from spreading. But I'm just going to put the fireplace further away. So now, thanks to all that wood we got earlier, which is kind of awesome, actually. I'm sorry that Shady died there, but on the other hand, I'm glad that she did, because now I can make a quick little hut here, and then that'll make getting the boat much, much more tolerable, because honestly, I'm just expecting myself to die again. Like, really. And if that doesn't happen, that's great. I'll be able to sail back, no problem. But if it does happen, at least now I have a little spot that is relatively safe. We're gonna make a little monster wall here. You know, it's not safe from everything, but I'd say it is safe enough. You know what I mean? I still haven't learned my lesson of, what is it? Shift this? Yeah. Shift boom, shift boom. I'm gonna get the hang of that someday, I swear. There's actually a lot of building stuff I haven't gotten used to yet, and at this point, I've been building more than I expected, so... Also, especially working with all the others, and like, there's a lot of really, really good builders in Valheim. And it's certainly easy to get intimidated if you watch what other people do. But like, I wouldn't worry too much about that. Just kind of do your thing. Don't worry about it. Hey, there you go, it happened. You see how I'm encumbered? Because I lost my troll endurance buff. So all I have to do is equip a weapon and put it away. And then boom, look at that. I got my buff back. So now I should just be able to finish up this little gap here real easy. What is it, this piece? Yeah. It goes like... How does that piece get filled up? Is there a piece for that? I don't think there is, to be honest, because we're supposed to use these roof gaps, right? Like these things? Huh. I guess I could just do it like that. Yeah, that works. Alright, so now we get a bed. And are we good? Hey! Alright, I have a spawn spot. I guess I can make a little chest. What's a spawn spot without a chest, huh? Hey, look how open it is. That's pretty funny. Alright, good enough for now. Now, let's see. I think someone else is online. Oh, no, no one's online. But I can actually sleep. That's so weird. I'm definitely not used to that at all. Here's a little trick for you. Basically, if there's enemies nearby when you're making your bed, you can actually just, like, sneak. And as long as the enemy can't directly see you, then as soon as the eye shuts, you'll be able to sleep in the bed. So the eye shut, and then boom, I can sleep in the bed even though the enemy's there. Hooray! All right. I'm feeling good about this. We are inching our way closer. And now, you know, now we're going to find out the hard way whether the Toon Boat is even here in the first place or not. Because while it's true, I know this area quite well, apparently the mist, fog, serpents, and locks is still enough variables to get me lost and dead. So we'll see what happens there. Kind of weird how long this loading thing is happening here. I'm not sure what that's about, to be honest. But I'm going to take this opportunity to go to the bathroom and then come back. Oh, it worked. Fantastic, fantastic. All right. We have our little safe spot, or relatively safe spot, whatever you want to call it. You know, I guess we're kind of short on some materials, so I should probably... Maybe I should try and get some stuff here. You want to go, Mr. Boar? You want to go? Oh, yeah, the arrows don't explode in the meadows. Honestly, that isn't very intuitive. I don't think players are going to, like, notice that, so... I can probably just make the fire arrows explosive everywhere. Because honestly, I made it not that way because I was concerned that a player would shoot a fire arrow at their base in the meadow and then it destroy everything. But they already do that because the fire modifier's on. So I'm actually just going to adjust the elemental arrows and make it so fire arrows are always explosive. Because I have a feeling that that is more intuitive for players. It's not gonna make sense to them that like a weapon behaves differently in one biome versus the other because that's not a thing in Valheim that they are used to. And in general, whenever you customize stuff, you have to keep in mind what the player is used to already and know that like they're gonna try and do that basically. So what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna show you the screen real quick. This is a very, very, very fast scripting situation here. So we have our fire arrow buff that makes them explosive is bomb arrow. We're going to reword it because before I had all these rules, right? This only occurs in the Mistlands, Ashlands, Ocean. We're just going to get rid of this entire thing. So this occurs everywhere. That's it. Very, very, very simple adjustment in all honesty. And now we're just going to go back to the game. Let's see why. It did not save. It did not update it. So let's see. I'm going to try again. Ah, I see. I see. Okay. Oh, it's because I had two of them open. All right, I get it, I get it, I get it. All right, let's open this up. Boom. Save. And then update. There we go. All right. Now it should work. We're going to wait a moment. Looks like EWP is working, actually. There we go. We got our troll buff back. Let's stack up on some of our food. Now let's see. We should be able to shoot an arrow and it explodes. No, not yet. Nope. EWP is working though. Let's see what's going on there. Did I not save it properly? Let's see. Elemental arrows. Open the script. Open it up. Boom. Spawns that. Boom. Interesting. It should work. Maybe I just timed it perfectly for it not to work. Let's see. Huh. Honestly, I have no idea why it's not working. But I'm just going to move on. Not too worried about it. Maybe it'll start working in the future. Does it have something to do with where the thing hits? No. Huh. Very curious. Anyway, it should be good now. It's daylight. We got relatively calm water. A serpent way off over there, but I think that's going to be alright. So what needs to happen now is I'm just going to kind of sail around this island. And probably it's going to be okay. Probably. But we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. And there's some weirdness going on with the water here. Is the server running a vegetation reset or something? You see how the water is doing that? Normally that only happens if the server is like doing something. So let's see. Let's go into debugging what's happening. Nah, I don't think the server's doing anything. Very bizarre. I don't know why the ocean's behaving that way, to be honest. It's kind of freaking me out. Normally that happens if you're near another player. So I'm not sure why that's going on. So Teensy says, do I need to identify it as all biomes? I'm not... Oh, with the script. I'm not sure, to be honest. Although, right now, I definitely have a serpent problem. Hey, this looks very promising! Wait a second, wait a second. I was surrounded by serpents when I died, and then I crashed into an island full of Loxen. And look at that! Hey, this is it! Oh my gosh. Alright, now I just have to make sure I don't get ganked by a death skeeto or something. Now, speaking of death skeeto, I saw one. I saw one. Did the boat just... the boat just died. Okay. Well, that was some timing, wasn't it? Where is that bugger? There he is. There he is. There's my boat. And then they're all fighting the locks. I knew it! Ah! What a mess. Where's that death skeeto? Oh, now he's fighting the serpents? What on earth? Like how the boat... What is this chaos? Wow, what a spot, too. Look at this tiny little... It's like mostly black forest, and then meadows, and then there's this plains stretch right here. That's actually really cool, in all honesty. Look at all those things. I'm pretty sure if I just chill over here, then the boat is gonna... That's so funny. I love the way it gets tossed. Uh-oh. Moment of truth. Ah, snap. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. Oh my gosh. I think I would have survived though. I got a decent amount of health. Look at that. This squirming nonsense. Oh, well, I guess I can see now. Let's see. Do they explode here? Yeah, okay, so the arrows explode here, but it must just not be exploding in the earlier biomes because it's still using the old data or something. I don't even know, but I'm just gonna take care of all these serpents here. As you can see, the frost arrows just absolutely wreck serpents. These are 2-star serpents, but they don't die as quickly. But they don't have any ranged attacks, so the 2-star serpents are way more manageable. I have no idea how I attracted so many into this small little area, but I'm gonna roll with it. And this is another reason, like, things can seem fine on Path of Magic, like you're totally safe. But then you just get totally nerked by, you know, 8 serpents and a lox, you know? Although I will say, this made it a lot easier to find the location. I was not expecting it to work out. So it's actually good that earlier, so those of you, you're watching on YouTube, but I actually started streaming for 20 minutes before this, and for some reason it didn't put the stream onto YouTube. So it was like I wasn't streaming. And during that time, I tried to leave from the base, and I actually went the complete wrong direction, and then died in the middle of the ocean because a bone wall serpent spawned and blew me up. Which was a fitting end, because in all honesty, I was doomed to die anyway. Ooh, nice, look at that. You see how these quest boats are so awesome. Look how much health it still has. Even being surrounded by serpents and 2-star locks and gosh knows what else. It still worked out fine. Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier though. Need to keep that buff up. Alright, let's just clear the rest of these serpents here. I should be alright to just use these. Hey, that's right. The tune gives me the bonuses as well. Look at all this. Honestly, it's really hilarious how the meat like shoots up into the air like that. I have no idea what's causing that to happen, but I can tell with certainty that there is an absurd amount of serpent meat here. And we even got a bunch of serpent scales, so I'll probably be able to make something cool out of this. Hey, we were doing a delivery, huh? Alright. I'll be able to... I could start empowering a dagger. I'll need a lot of shit to make an empowered abyssal razor, but that'd be a great way to show off the mechanics, so... I guess the only other thing I need at the moment... Do I have enough wood to make... Ooh, and I also have a tombstone, that's right. So what's in my body? Let's see. Oh, I didn't even have that much stuff. Huh. Interesting. Got some arrows, ooze bombs. Alright. Let's get rid of this stone. I don't think I need that. I don't need these seeds, dandelions. Don't need that stuff. The rest of this stuff, though, pretty useful, to be honest. Pretty useful, so I'm going to keep it. Nice. Alright, there we go. We got that. And now I can carry 700 serpent meats. Look at all this stuff. There's so much serpent meat here. This is also another issue I need to resolve. Like, there's no reason. I know, you may think that these are all piles of 1 serpent meat, but they're actually probably piles of 50 serpent meat. It's like absurd. And there's all these scales as well. Some lox meat. Look at all this nonsense. It's just absolutely everywhere. Like, look at this. More serpent meat than I can hold. No room in inventory. Look at all this. I'm just going to take as much as I can hold. I don't need to loot all this. There's no reason to do that, to be honest. Ooh, I'm about to lose my corpse run, though. That's going to be bad. Serpent meat's so heavy. That's crazy. Got some root, ancient bark, some other stuff. Nice. Now, I guess what I should grab is the scales, because there are some scales nearby. A holy crap load of scales. I got 50 already. That's ridiculous. I guess I don't need 1 pot shard. I don't need 1 stamina food. I don't need this hammer. Let's try and get all of the scales. Yeah, there's so many of them. Holy moly, look at this. Yeah, I think I'll adjust how this works so that when a serpent dies, the player actually... I'll make it so it removes most of the meat. Because this is absurd, like... And this isn't like a... It's a bit of a abnormal situation with how many serpents there are. But on Path of Magic, there are just loads of serpents. That's just how it is. So I think at this point, I guess I could prioritize a bit. Because the scales are actually genuinely useful. But coal, I don't need coal. Definitely don't need coal. Probably don't need this 15 ancient bark compared to like all of these scales and serpent meat. So I'm going to go with that. Now we're going to try and just fill our inventory up with however many scales we can hold at this point and move forward from there. Let's make sure I keep reactivating my troll endurance thing. And also, I'm kind of surprised I haven't been like secret attack killed by a Deathsquito or something. I've just been like going around here like everything's fine and I own the place, but that is not the situation. There's so many serpent scales. Hey! I think I have enough now. I could loot a little bit more. Why not? No, what's going on with the water though? That's so weird because normally the way it's like lagging like that, normally that only happens to me in multiplayer. So I have no idea why that is occurring for the moment, but that's all right because we now have our Toon Quest boat back. Now it's easy sailing mode because this thing is absolute bonkers insane. Like, for real, it just does work, in all honesty. So, let's see, I have a choice. Do I want to try and collect some of this meat, or do I want to just let it go? I think we're good, to be honest. I'm just going to let it go. Off we go here. And, I mean, I guess it's reasonable that a serpent has more meat than you can carry, because serpents are huge. But, oh my gosh, now I remember. This is why I got lost. You see how different it is using the normal carve compared to the Toon? It's just insanely fast. And the wind, like, pushes it sideways. So you have to, if you want the Toon to be, like, reasonable, you have to make sure that the sail has the wind behind you. Which is actually not how real life sailing works. I learned recently that in real life sailing, you don't move fastest with the Toon, or with the Toon. You don't move fastest with the wind behind you. You move fastest with the wind, like, at a certain angle to the boat's sail. I don't know what the actual angle is in real life, but I was reading up on it, and it doesn't, I don't think it works that way in Valheim. Because, like, even when you use motor, for example, motor makes the wind go directly behind you, right? It's not like motor makes the wind go to the side, but... So, alright. I remember now. So, basically, I was coming from over there, and then I got wrapped around in the storm, and then went over there by mistake. But now we can actually just pass all of this for a much safer... much safer route. And what happened to the Valkyrie here? I swear, wasn't there a fallen Valkyrie flying around? Huh. Maybe I'm thinking of a different place. But now we have the... Here we go. We have the Ash Meadow. Ah, Constantine says that it depends on the boat sails whether the... which part of the wind. So you're talking about real life, right? Well, yeah, I mean, you must be, because there's no difference in sails in Valheim. They're all the same. I think so, at least, right? And I guess the raft sail, they look different, right? But each boat has one sail. Whereas you're probably referring to the boats with multiple sails, right? And so then, depending on the shape of the sails, it determines, like, the most effective angle of the wind, I guess, right? Yeah, so here we are. This is the Ash Meadow. And here's Teen's Fort. So that's where we were earlier. And now all I have to do is make it back to where I was before. And I don't get why. I'm like genuinely confused why the ocean is doing this weird gyrating thing. Because that's like a multiplayer lag issue. And I'm definitely alone in this chunk. Like, there's no other player here. And I also have a really good internet connection right now. Because, like, I can see the stream. It's uploading at 3 megabits. Like, normally I have 0.6 megabits. So, like, it's definitely working. But for some reason, the ocean's all weird. Like, which makes no sense to me at all, to be honest. I'm wondering maybe... No, the server just restarted, too. Interesting. Maybe I'll check out the client. Maybe there's like a bunch of RAM usage or something weird going on. Because this is what it does. The server... Oh, you see? I'm carrying too much. That's what gets you with this buff. But the server normally... Yeah, normally if you see this sort of stuff, it basically means that you're... Yeah, something's like overdoing itself, right? But here we are. We actually made it back. Isn't that crazy? This boat is so much faster than the normal one. Absurd. I'm really glad I got it back, though, to be honest. And we even managed to bring a bunch of interesting resources back here, so that's cool. Let's, Oh! You can't steer a ship while you're encumbered, huh? That's quite interesting. Interesting. Nice, there we go. Deliveries! Okay. So now we can just take the stuff out of our tune and put it in here. I'm gonna put the main things that are like big stuff, and then we're gonna just toss everything else into some other nonsense chest somewhere to organize it. But this looks solid for now. And you know, I think this is a perfect time to show off the empowering mechanic, because I got a bunch of shittin', and my favorite weapon in Valheim is this abyssal razor. So why not see how far can the abyssal razor carry us? Because in Path of Magic, the maximum level for something is actually level 96. So you can make like Black Forest armor and weapons really, really powerful if you empower it enough. So there we go. We have all that stuff there. Pretty solid. Now, let's see, actually. Is that chest too far away from a crafting bench? I think it might be, to be honest. Because it's all the way down there. And then this workbench right here. Let's see. We want to upgrade this. What do we have access to? We have 20 shittin' we can use to upgrade it. Which is interesting, because how much does it cost to make the razor in the first place? 20 shittin'. So basically, each time I try and upgrade it, I could just make a new one. You see what I'm saying? Because the empowering system, the way it works, it doubles the existing power of the item, but you need to pay a treasure chest. And of course, I don't have enough fine wood. So why don't, you know, honestly, I should go get some fine wood. That would be a fun thing to do with this boat. It's super, super fast. So I could probably just go to the meadow and then grab a bunch of pine wood and bring it back here. That sounds like a reasonable experience that's not going to be too crazy. And after that, we have enough empowers for 3 empower attempts. Because each empower attempt costs 1 treasure chest. So we'll run out of silver, basically. So, with that in mind, I guess the best thing to do... I could upgrade this to level 3. And then try and empower it. And then depending on what happens, I can upgrade it again. So there we go. We have our level 3 Abyssal Razor. Nice, nice. Ah, Tien says there's a fine wood grove near her base. Ooh. It's pretty close by, to be honest. I think I'm probably fine to just go... Let's see. I'm going to put this stuff in the nonsense chest here. On Path of Magic, if any of you join the server, players can make these nonsense chests. So nonsense chests are one single chest per base that just has loads and loads of storage space. And the idea is that you can just dump stuff in it, and then it'll auto-sort everything, right? Because it's going into the same container, if you put silver necklaces, they're going to go into this stack. So the idea is you use nonsense chests and you just fill them up, and then you take full stacks out of the nonsense chest, and then you organize those that way. That's the basic gist of how to use a nonsense chest. If you want to make one, you just make a chest, and then you say nonsense. And then it's gonna make the closest container to you into your nonsense chest. But because there's already a nonsense chest here, instead, it just gives this big, very obvious notification. So that allows you to locate the nonsense chest. Let's say you wanted to make this into a nonsense chest and you try it, but then you see like, okay, there's already a chest. Where is it? It doesn't activate the VFX. So I basically need to increase the range. That's another really fast thing. So let's do that real quick. I have the scripts down here. I just need to look at nonsense chests. Open it here. All right, and we have nonsense chest script. Okay, now I just need to change it so you can all see. Boom, look at that, nice. All right, so here we have our simple little script. Player says nonsense, and then all of this happens. And what we're looking at here is this. I see, I didn't. Piece, chest, barrel. Interesting. So this should work, but for some reason, it's not spawning that prefab. I wonder why that is. I wonder. Maybe if I... maybe it's because it's checking. It's checking all the containers on the way to that, and it's running through this limit of 10. So let's make it a limit of 1,000. That'll probably fix it. Save it. All right, now go back here. Okay, we updated the file, so... yeah, Ping's saying, goddamn Diverger blacksmiths. These guys, basically, they are crazy roof destroyers. The Diverger Fire Mage has one of the most destructive attacks in the game because it like lava bursts fire absolutely everywhere. So if you don't keep them very, very well contained, they blow your base up. But honestly, I know that sometimes people find those things frustrating, but I find all of this to be an immersive part of the base building experience because it gives you these things, these mechanics you have to learn about in order to make things work. And like one of the things with Path of Magic is like people join Path of Magic and they think they know how it works because they've played Valheim. But Path of Magic has over 3,600 changes. So it really is different. There's a lot of different experiences. And sort of in the beginning, you have to learn to treat it like you're playing a different version of Valheim. So, like, your base building experience is gonna be different. You're gonna have a harder time taming a bunch of monsters because there's mechanics to prevent players from having hundreds of monsters simply because it screws other people over in multiplayer. I know that the idea is to help them. You know, we're gonna make a boar farm and it's gonna help everybody. But the reality is that it doesn't do anything for other people, and they barely ever end up needing to use the resources, and it ends up creating a lot of lag and problems. So most of the time when a player produces a spawner, if they can say that it's for other people, but really it's because they're having fun building something. And it ends up being expensive to other people because it ruins the frame rate of that area. So I understand some people want to just have hundreds of boars and these things, but on Path of Magic, yeah, you're probably not going to be able to do that so easily. Basically, here the way it works is there's a hard limit of 10, and even then, to actually like tame and keep things going, you need to like make conscious efforts to counter the mechanics that are trying to kill them, and you're not going to learn those mechanics until you start trying to breed things. So at first it might be frustrating, but I encourage you to view it as like a gameplay loop that allows you to kind of do things in different ways. At least that's the logic behind it. So let's see, we have our dagger over here. We just updated the nonsense chest thing. So now in theory, saying nonsense over here, yeah, it doesn't, that's so interesting. I wonder why it doesn't activate unless we are within a certain distance. You see that? That is so weird, really. It should just do it regardless, but for some reason, it only does it when we're quite close to it. That makes no sense at all to me, in all honesty, because the prefabs, the distance limit is set to 201 for that script. So bizarre. Huh. Alright. Anyway, now it's time to go off. I was just showing you the nonsense chest mechanic. Anybody can do that with any chest. All you have to do is just make one of the containers. It could be this one, could be this one, could be this one, could even be one of the pots, these things. These are containers, see? Look at that. All sorts of stuff you can do. I'm just going to put that right there for now. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go chop some wood. And I kind of feel like I have an iron axe somewhere. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I can make an iron axe. Let's see. Yeah, 500 iron. That's right. We were working on the iron factory for a while. May as well. Iron axe is quite useful, to be honest. I guess I can fully upgrade it. I usually use the iron axe for a while until I get the black metal one. But I have a feeling, based on how long I've just been doing early game stuff in this playthrough, that it's going to be a long time before I'm using like black metal equipment. I seem perfectly happy just like playtesting features in the earlier parts of the game, and I have no desire to like progress in other ways, to be honest. I just want to figure out how I can like make it interesting to watch live streams that playtest features on Path of Magic. And I think it has something to do with this boat. I've noticed that the boats, like the quest boats, seem to do pretty well watch-wise. Like when you show a normal carve, it's one thing. But when you show a carve that's like speeding along like no one's business, I don't know, it grabs attention. And also when one is streaming, doing ridiculous things seems to work better than doing basic normal things. Still no Meadows explosion? What on earth is up with that? Do I have like 2 scripts handling that? Is that what's going on? Because I swear I updated it so it works, but it just, no, it's not doing it. I wonder why. Take care of this boar. People have been asking recently for leather scraps and boar meat, so now when I see them, I'm actually trying to pay attention and make sure that I grab it. But there's also another feature on Palm that grasses the burned areas from fire. Except it doesn't always work, so I want to see if it's still valid. It should, like, within 20 seconds or so of the fire ending, it should grass it. But I have a feeling it hasn't been working, because I've been seeing a lot of these. So I might have to, like, readjust that feature and see what's going on. EWP layer is working, though. That's fine. Yeah, it probably isn't working, because it would have already changed to grass by now. So let's just move on here. This is fine. It's also, I'm so glad now to be, after being in that carve, being in the tune, and, like, it can take 10 damage here, and, like, look, it's fine. Because it has 50,000 health. So you just don't have to worry as much as you normally do. I guess I should check the Yeah, while I'm sailing here, this is going to be some slow sailing because I don't have any wind. I'm going to check the console and see what's going on with the server, because the water falling, you see what, yeah, how it drops the boat like that? That really shouldn't be happening. It's quite odd that that's happening. So I'm assuming maybe something else is broken. Maybe there's like a script somewhere that I messed up or something. Or maybe the server just has a bunch of RAM usage at the moment. Let's see. It's using 3.7 gig. Okay, so the server's completely fine RAM-wise. Barely using any RAM at all. There's no commands running. My latency is good. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't get it. But that's fine. Because we barely need to sail at all, in all honesty. We can just turn around here. And we should be able to go over and just find enough fine wood just by, like, going around in this area. There we go. That looks fine. A tough neck, huh? Let's see how tough you really are. Ah, I missed. I guess I don't need those. That's something I should make sellable. Neck tails. Usually don't need them at all in any way. What was... Something exploded here. Interesting. This is actually a notorious spot right over here. It looks like somebody has been building here, though. It used to be... This was a destroyed house from back when they were used to vanilla trolls. And vanilla trolls can't climb up this kind of thing. But apparently, when you have the very hard difficulty modifier on, it adjusts the speed or the size of the monster enough that they can actually climb up the wall. So this spot is a famous massacre spot, basically. Teensy died here at some point. But now it's all safe. And it looks like some people... I don't actually recognize them. I know Terminator, Hermoso, Tob. Tob is the one... I haven't seen that name recently, so maybe that's someone who found it at some point. I don't know. Yeah, I thought that was just a cool little spot to show a little slice of history there. What's up with these? Why are there these huge bush things here? I don't know. Weird. Sometimes when you see those, that means somebody made a bunker, but we're in the meadows, so there are no bunkers in the meadows. I've also never showed any of you the bunker mechanic either, which is something definitely really fun to work on. So I will show that off at some point, but for now, let's get back to what we were originally here to do, which is just chop some fine wood. I wonder, actually. So the fire arrows still aren't they're not exploding, right? Yeah. Okay, so the fire can knock those things down. But why? That's so weird that the arrows aren't exploding. No idea why that is, but I'm just going to roll with it. So I'm going to use a trick that helps stop you from picking up wood when you're cutting fine wood. Basically, you fill your whole inventory up with individual pieces of fine wood. That way, wood itself can't get into your inventory. Although we need one more. You can also use this anytime you want to make sure that you only loot a certain thing. Just fill your inventory slots up so that the only things you can loot are things that are already in your inventory. And so now we'll only be able to loot like feathers and these kind of things, and we won't pick up any normal wood, right? So it'll just go like that. I think actually what I can do is make it so I have one stack for normal wood And then every time that one stat gets full, I'll just make one of these. There's something about wood just going to waste that makes me a little sad, so I'm just going to handle it that way. Maybe someone will find this spot at some point. I'm just going to go around now and keep working on these trees. Now, I don't need a whole bunch of fine wood, but we're always running out of fine wood at that base. And I did disassemble those benches and that table earlier. So I definitely should fix that. I'd say probably if we get around maybe 200 fine wood, that'll probably be fine. That'll be fine. I'm amused. Endlessly amused. All right, here's another one. Now, I guess, why did that script not... The fire arrow script, why did it not... I definitely changed it, and visually it's correct, but it still isn't happening in the meadows. So I guess that means there's a duplicate of the script. And the one I looked at isn't activating, because nothing else makes sense. I took out the biome filter, and it works in the Black Forest, so why wouldn't it work in the meadows? Very, very bizarre. And I give up on keeping all the wood. I'm just gonna keep this going. One thing I want to make sure that when I stream, I don't do the more boring things, basically. Hey, welcome GeoSaga 14K caster. Welcome, welcome. So they're asking how you can join Path of Magic. And that's a good question, because Path of Magic is free to join, public. But I must warn you, it is not the Valheim you're used to. And it is, let's say, if you can have fun dying, you'll probably like Path of Magic. But if you're a player who prides themselves in never dying, and when you die, you get frustrated, Path of Magic might be very frustrating for you. Because the attitude on this server is make dying as fun as possible and remove the experience loss. So when you die on Palm, you keep your equipment, but your inventory goes into your tombstone, but you don't lose any experience. So if we look here, that's why I have like a level 55 skill on this character. Normally my skills would never pass 20 because I die all the time. But what happens when you die on Path of Magic is you only lose your current progress. So if I died, I would still have level 55 run, but the progress would set back to 0 for the level. And I honestly find, I don't know. I don't think it really matters that much about the skill loss thing. I don't think that's a necessary mechanic in Valheim. Death is already punishing enough. There's no reason to artificially remove 5% of the player's total skills. Like, that is an absurdly harsh punishment. Like, so I get it. I get why people don't like dying. But that's the attitude I take with it. So if you want to join Path of Magic, then you need to go look on the YouTube channel or here in like the description, I think, if I remember right. You need to find a link to the Poolside Discord channel, which is a community Discord server that I'm a part of, along with Captain Crumbs and Splash of Pain. And then once you're in that Discord server, then you just need to find the channels for JP Valheim, and it'll have all of the login information and everything like that. And the max players on the server is technically 10 at the moment. But if we get to a point where like there's regularly 10 people online at the same time, then I'm just going to up it to 20. I already have permission from the server host. I just need to have that happen, basically. And then basically they told me that once it hits the limit of players, then they'll give me a free upgrade to 20, basically. So that'll be cool. But honestly, like, I know that when people run Valheim servers, like, okay, Path of Magic it's a persistent server. So, like, you join, you do your thing, you leave, you join with friends, you join solo, whatever you want. It doesn't work the same way as the Valheim you're used to. For example, on Path of Magic, there is no boss progression. So, like, you don't have to worry about raids in the meadows or goblins in the meadows or any of that. It's literally, it doesn't happen. It's irrelevant. So you're free to do whatever you want. You're not going to screw the world up for new players. The meadows in general are pretty safe, whereas the rest of the world is pretty dangerous. But there's so many mechanics and tools that you have at your disposal. Like, for example, here we have some frost arrows, right? If I shoot a frost arrow, boom, it makes a frost nova. So almost all of the elemental arrows have buffs that make them do AoE damage. And that makes the difficulty of Path of Magic just much more manageable, I would say. And now I'd say we have enough fine wood. We can sail our way back over here to our Black Forest base. And I kind of have the building itch a little bit. Not right now at this moment, but Star and Teens have made this base so cool. I kind of feel like working on the back half of it. Because as you can tell, be careful out there, how kind. As you can tell, this part is awesome. Like, look at this. It looks great, really, really fancy. I love how designed it is. And then you get to this part, and yeah, it needs some work. This is still, like, untouched, right? So I'm going to work on this. Not right now, though. Right now I have bigger problems, like that wolf howling noise. You heard that, right? What was that? I don't know, but it's creeping me out. I'm gonna claim my spawn before I get wrecked and then end up back on that island in the middle of the Bogwitch area. There we go, there we go. Ah, Teen says that it's All-Star. That's awesome. Yeah, I actually thought, Teens, that you worked on part of this, because I saw you climbing up here once, working on the roof. So I just assumed you also were working on everything. But for now, let's see, what do I do? I guess, yeah, the thing to do is deposit this fine wood. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't even need to use the carve. That's cool. All right, how much did we end up with? We have not 200, but not bad, not bad. 170 something, basically. That's pretty good. So now let's restore what we screwed up earlier. I'll probably end up reorganizing this at some point anyway, but for now, there was a table here, and there were 2 chairs. There we go. Nice. What's that? Is that what was howling earlier? Ah, yes. Forest pack wolves. Yes, as you can see. There are other situations as well on Path of Magic. Dang! I thought I had dodged him, but it didn't work. Oh, I didn't even get attacked by the big one. Well, there you go. That's why one sets a spawn, I suppose. That's cool though, because I heard the wolves howling and I was like, does that mean there's wolves nearby? Yeah, and the wolf got stronger from killing me. Of course it did. Of course it did. That's another thing about Path of Magic. When you die, the monsters you die near get healed, and sometimes they get upgraded. So you are like food to the monsters. Same thing with deer, hare, and certain other situations. When you die near them, you literally make them stronger. So the wolf that killed me earlier was doing one thing, but now he's busy getting ganked by Mr. Troll over there. So let's see. Looks like I can just take care of this troll here. It's gonna be fine. Yeah. Oh! Did I break that, or where'd that wolf go? Nah, he's dead. Alright, let's fix this. Bum, 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 bum. I always struggle to find this. Because it's not in the wool. It's not in the same spot as everything else, right? Hey, troll hide. An Askman trophy! Hey, hey! That's awesome. Yeah, there's actually a reason those drop, but I'll have to look more into it later. There's something I find so amusing about the remains from dying earlier. That's another Palm feature. When you die, it makes like a Dark Souls style grave. So even after you loot your tombstone, you still see Lab Rat died here, year 39, day 186. Pretty funny. Alright, I think that's fine for now. Now let's see. We had put all of this here, that's right, okay. So now I should be able to work on the empowering situation because we have a Diverger blacksmith right there. And on the other side of that Diverger blacksmith is all of this stuff. So why don't I fix what I did earlier? Earlier while I was crafting, I destroyed the forge cooler. So let's remake the forge cooler. And then to empower things with our Diverger blacksmith. This guy is a Diverger blacksmith. Hey, no, 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 that's very bad. Go back in your cage. Okay. I didn't know he could clip out like that. Let's make sure that doesn't happen again. We're just gonna add this extra piece here. That should prevent him from clipping out. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. You do not want your Diverger blacksmith to be loose. You can have some of the other Diverger be loose, but the Diverger blacksmith is explosive. Same with the frost mages. They are just absurdly powerful. So here we have our treasure chest. That's great. But we won't be able to empower yet because we haven't built the right thing. So I think I can go, if I want to learn more about blacksmith options, I can go blacksmith, question mark. And there you go. You can see that we can temper gear, empower gear, and strengthen gear. For now, we're going to focus on the empowering mechanic. Gamble your gear, it could double in strength, or it could get destroyed. Place a treasure chest to get started. So we place our treasure chest, boom. And then he says, we need an anvil. So let's destroy this. Hey, good night, teens. I hope you sleep well. Have a great day. Or have a great night, I suppose. Yeah, something like that. Now, let's see. Let's put away this nonsense. And then start empowering and see if we have any luck. I'm about to eat my own medicine because I've actually never worked with the empowering system. It's always been other players. So now I'll get a chance to see how it feels to actually do it myself. So, all right, we need to make the next workbench or next forge extension, which is yeah, here. This smith's anvil. So we're just going to make the smith's anvil right here. There we go. This anvil allows the blacksmith to empower your gear. So what we do is we find our fancy pants blacksmith. Ignore the empowered Diverger fishmonger. That's something else. This blacksmith is not a fishmonger. So what you do is you place the treasure chest, and then he's like, empowering, huh? And then you toss the item or the weapon that you want to upgrade. And empowering will do one of two things. It'll either destroy your weapon completely, meaning it's gone, you have to make another one, or it will double the strength of the weapon. So let's see what happens with this one. And hey, we got lucky. We got lucky. So now what does it look like? Now we have a level 6 partially empowered Abyssal Razor. And you can see it does roughly 50 damage. Okay? Let's go for one more empower. Let's see. Are we going to get lucky or unlucky? Oh, silver. Why am I missing 2 silver now? I didn't make anything with silver, did I? I did put some away, though. I swear, didn't I have like 6... enough silver for like 6 of these? But now I only have 1. I'm so confused. What did I make that used up that silver? Oh, maybe I lost something when I made the chest earlier? No, because I had enough for 3 empowers. What used 5 silver? It wasn't this. Huh. I swear I had more silver here. I did, right? Now I only have 1 somewhere. I suppose it is what it is. Alright then. I guess there's nothing I can do about that. That was my 1 in power, and I can't do any more in powers unless I get more silver. So that's one of the things about Palm, is that this treasure chest becomes a gameplay sink, so to speak. You end up using these a lot in order to get empowered weaponry. So now our Abyssal Razor does roughly 50 damage, 25/25 pierce. But if we got just 1 more in power, it would either explode or do a lot of damage. So now I'm kind of wondering, what should I do next? I think I have an idea. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this burial chamber nearby, because why not? I already did the main point of the stream, which was to acquire the tune. That has been done, and we replaced the fine wood from earlier. So why not just move forward and work on this burial chamber? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna find, let's take 400? No, 200 coins? Let's go with 405. Here we go. This is gonna get us a super cart. And I think we already have a cart here somewhere, right? Oh, someone has an eek cart? How on earth did this get here? These are really powerful because they are invincible. I'm just gonna accept that somebody has one here, even though I know that it was probably acquired by testing or finding it, because I don't think anyone has successfully killed Ether recently. Or maybe they have. I don't know. I know Ford tried recently, and then he found out that the bosses are not what one is used to. So I should just be able to... Oh, that sounded like a Loxon. Bet there's a migrating Loxon over there, isn't there? We're just going to take this over here. Yeah. Hello, Remnek. Oh no, oh no. Woof, woof, woof. I got distracted there. I was reading the comments. Remnek says, old Yellering weapons. Yeah, right? It's cool. Honestly, the empowering system is really fun. I can tell just because, like, it was supposed to be... It was just some random idea we had after Yer posted. He, like, posted this, this thing, basically, and it showed how you could do, like, a math equation in data. And so then I used that... Oops. I used that to make the empowering system. And on paper, or at least at first, the empowering system seems completely OP. Like, if you think about it, it makes your weapon double in power. The base limit in Valheim is 4. The limit now is 96. So you can make a weapon that does like 500 damage, you know? And originally, I thought that that would be game breaking. Like, in all honesty, I genuinely felt like it would be not a good thing. But in practice, it ends up actually working quite well. It adds a lot of depth to the game because it's by far the most effective item sync I've ever seen in Valheim. Because not only does it make everything used for a treasure chest in high demand, which is coins, rubies, silver necklaces, fine wood, and silver, that's a really effective thing to make players care about. This gates the most powerful weapons in the game. So it becomes really, really important. Oof, next hit's gonna kill me. I'll be a little smarter then. Let's see. I have... Ooh, silver arrow. Here we go. Now I run. Hey. Okay, cool. And that alongside with the fact that when you empower stuff, it breaks half the time. So yes, you can get more powerful items, but you'll also have to keep remaking the items over and over and over again. So if I want to get a really powerful abyssal razor, on average, I'd need to make about 20 abyssal razors and empower things like 10 times or something. And this ends up being a really, really effective item sink. And it was honestly the best accidental discovery on Palm. Most of the Palm features are accidental in the first place, but I gotta say, empowering is probably my favorite. I could tell just by how much players were using them themselves that it is like a genuinely useful, fun system. Because people basically get addicted to it. It's very thrilling. It's like gambling away the gears and stuff, you know? GeoSaga 14K Caster says, love the enchanting mechanics. Thank you. So we're actually going to work on a couple more of them. And so if you go blacksmith, ? It tells you about the 3 things the blacksmith can do, right? They can temper the gear, which is another thing that's really useful. They can empower the gear, and they can strengthen the gear. Strengthen is sort of not really used that much. It's pretty much only useful in the Ashlands, where you can't get a level 4 weapon. So you can use strengthening to get a level 4, you know, like blood bow or whatever you want. But aside from that, it doesn't get used much. So I just showed you empowering, and that's honestly one of my favorites. But empowering is quite risky. There's actually a sharpening. I should change it to sharpening, to be honest, because then it's more intuitive. But for the moment, it's called tempering. Basically, if you want to temper, it's going to increase the durability of your item. So you see here, I have a level 6 Abyssal Razor, right? And it has 450 durability. But what I can do is I can actually sharpen it so it gets even more. And to do that, we actually need to sell something, so I have some gold. And that'll allow me to answer the question you just asked. Who is the Dverger in the cage? Well, on Path of Magic, there are traders. And depending on the situation you summon the trader into... Okay, wait, no, let me rephrase. All Dverger on Path of Magic are traders, okay? So, anytime you find a Dverger, you can sell certain things to them. And to figure out what you can sell, you can toss the item at the Dverger, and then you're going to get a message. See, it says in the chat, the Dverger offers Labrat 300 coins for 10 Surtling cores. And then it shows up on the screen there, but it shows up too late. I need to adjust it so it shows up really fast. But it tells you, okay, if you give 10 of these, you'll get 300 coins. So here we have our 10 Surtling cores. We toss them. They get converted into coins, and now we have 300 coins. Pretty simple. That's the basics of the Dverger trading mechanic. And like I said, all Dverger on Path of Magic become a trader. So even if you just find a Dverger out in the wild, you can trade things with them or sell things to them, and they'll give you coins. And then you use the coins to buy building materials. So you can buy like ashwood, grouston, all sorts of stuff using those coins. And the idea is to make coins feel valuable, because if coins in the Valheim world feel valuable, then everything else that gives coins feels valuable as well. So GeoSaga says you can trade anything. Not exactly, but you can trade a lot of things. And I'll actually show the Discord. Give me a moment here. So if you go into the Discord, there is a reading section. So bear with me here. So I should be able to show you this. And then here we go. So here's the poolside Discord, right? And then you might need to like enable the right channels or whatever. And then you'll get, if you scroll down, the JP Valheim section. And this is Path of Magic. So I might, relabel this at some point to Path of Magic, but who knows. And what you can sell at the moment is typically things that accumulate, right? So here we have a list. You can sell acorns, amber pearls, ancient bark. No, that's a trade, I think. I don't remember. Ancient seeds, aspen hide, beech seeds, bile bag, birch seeds, etc., etc. For various reasons, you can't sell everything in the game. The idea is like to counter things that accumulate that become useless. So like this is tradable for tar, a really valuable building resource. These are sellable. These are sellable. These are sellable. These are sellable. But you have to have a full stack in order to sell them. And again, the idea is to counter some of the loops that happen in Valheim to make it more long-term immersive. Because Valheim has this issue, basically, with normal playing, where it sort of invalidates itself. Valheim uses linear progression a lot, so like you may care about coins before you get a belt. But then after you get the belt, maybe after you've made a Frostner, do you give a shit about coins? Probably not. So that's one of the things I try and focus on a lot on Path of Magic, is like, if coins feel worth it, everything else is more fun. Because Valheim already gives you coins. Monsters drop coins, stuff in chests later on give you coins. The game itself gives you lots and lots and lots and lots of coins. But then, you can't really do anything with them, can you? So that's where these traders come in. And as I mentioned, Old Dverger are traders, but then there's also special Dverger. This, for example, is a Dverger blacksmith. So he has extra features. But we have to make sure that he's always locked in his cage, otherwise he blows the whole house up. So that's why the Dverger behind me is in a cage. Whereas other Dverger, you don't have to keep them caged up. And I think I'll show you, we can actually summon another Dverger. Let me just find a trophy real quick. So there's actually multiple ways to summon Dverger. Ah, here we are. Hey, 10 of them, nice, awesome. So we're gonna go with, I think we can do one with 4, maybe it's 3. I don't remember actually. You can summon things in multiple ways. So the easiest way is to summon a trader with 999 coins. You basically have to buy the trader. I don't have enough coins for that right now, otherwise I would do it. But that's how you get them to spawn. You place the pile of coins, and then you go, say, trader, just like this, and then it converts the pile of coins into a trader. But then, depending on the situation, if there is a forge nearby, then the Dverger is going to turn into this special Dverger blacksmith. And you can only temper and empower gear if you are near the Dverger blacksmith. So now I've explained all that, I can get back to what I was trying to show you, which is the tempering, which is another thing the blacksmith allows you to do. You place 99 coins, and then he's like, all right, you want me to temper your gear. And then you toss the item that you want tempered. And with this one, you don't have to worry about anything because there is no chance that it can be destroyed. Tempering increases the durability of the item by 3-fold, but not permanently. So now if we look at this durability, we can see that it is 1,300 out of 450. And the idea here is to give increasing utility to these Dverger blacksmiths. You can see here we have our Abyssal Razor, and it has way more durability than normal. But if I were to like start hitting stuff like this, right? Does that actually, yeah, you see now it's reduced. It's gone down a little bit, but it's above the maximum. So what this means is if we go and we try and repair it, we can't repair anything. Because as far as the game's concerned, this is at full durability. It's above full durability. So that's what they do. The tempering system allows you to take 99 coins and have it give more durability to the items that you use. So now, for example, you saw earlier that my bronze armor was breaking, right? And it has 1,000 durability. So what I could do, if I really wanted, let's see, how much... I can make some more bronze. Yeah, this should be fine. I could probably upgrade my bronze stuff here. Ooh, bronze is cheap to upgrade. Okay, okay. So I'm going to make some bronze here. We're just going to make all the bronze that we can. Should be 11 of them. You can see how tins always are on short supply on Path of Magic. So now we are going to upgrade our bronze plate tunic. That's going to give us some more durability, which doesn't seem like it matters much now, but just you wait. You'll see. There we go. So now we can't upgrade the stuff anymore. I don't have enough bronze. That's fine. But this armor has 1,200 durability. So if I temper it, then, even though it's just level 2 bronze armor, we can make it have loads of durability. And this allows you to make armor just last a lot longer, weapons last longer, tools. Because now we don't have to repair this until we would have had to repair it 3 times. So these two features are like solid, completely solid. I might change the name of tempering, but I might change it to sharpening. But aside from that, they're reliable. Like, they're going to work. No, sorry, I don't mean like they might not work or they work. I mean that, like, they are a definite feature of Path of Magic. So the strengthening one, I don't know. There's also some other stuff I want to work on with the blacksmith to just make it so that there's lots of useful things you can do. Because I've found that, like, Valheim is a really fun game to, like, fight, get resources, and build, and fight, get resources, and build, and fight, get resources, and build. But the way the game works normally doesn't create an effective fight, build loop, from my perspective. It kind of works, but it doesn't work fluidly. So what I try and do on Path of Magic is give players a lot of mechanical reasons to build areas that involve the Diverger. I find that by adding more to the base, more mechanical things, especially things that can be destructive, like this Diverger, if you don't contain him properly, he will burn down your base the moment he gets aggroed. So you have to learn that, right? But he also provides such useful services. So in general, I balance things that way. The more destructive it is, also the more useful it is. Also, the more rewarding it is. That's like my general attitude. Geosaga 14K Caster says, so it's like a food buff. When it runs out, you can temper again. Yeah, exactly. And you could actually temper an already tempered item, but nothing's going to happen. Unlike the empowering system. The empowering system looks at the current quality level and doubles it or destroys it. The tempering system looks at the max durability and quadruples it. It doesn't look at the current durability. So if I were to try and sharpen this again, it would just go back up to 1300 or whatever it was. It wouldn't then get re-sharpened in addition to that. So sharpening is something that you do once. It's a sink for 99 coins, and it allows you to not have to worry so much about your stuff breaking all the time. Personally, it's really useful to use it on like a hammer that's level 3 or 4 or something, or even like this iron axe here. That would be a great item to sharpen. And I want to change the tempering to sharpen. Sorry. Yeah, I'll change tempering to sharpening, because that just makes more sense. And then for the other stuff, I'm not sure. I'll figure that out in the future. Now, let's see. I think I've explained most of the mechanics I was trying to explain, except one more. So, I mentioned that you can summon traders using a pile of 999 coins. But that's not the only way. There's also an entire summoning system in Path of Magic that uses trophies. It basically acts as a sink for trophies in the game. So what we're going to do is look at the Getting Started section. And if you scroll all the way up, you'll find some graphics. There's this floor trade system, which is a little bit out of date, but it took me forever to make the graphics, and I haven't updated it. So this isn't fully accurate anymore. But here is the summoning system. And there's actually more stuff than this that you can summon. But basically, you use these things in order to summon the monster that they came from. And if you use usually 3 of them, you get an aggressive version of the monster. Whereas if you use 6, you get a friendly version of the monster. This means that you can basically, like, you could fill your base with friendly trolls that keep you safe. That kind of thing. Like, if I wanted to, I could go over here, and I have these troll trophies, but I only have 4 of them, which isn't enough to summon a friendly troll. I think you need, like, 10. Let's see, actually. We're going to take 1 trophy, and then we're going to toss it out here. And now we're going to try and summon it by doing say summon. And then it says, hey, angry summon costs 3 trophies, and friendly summon costs 6 trophies. Loyal summon. So you can try on 1, and it'll tell you how much it actually costs. So in this case, we would need 6 troll trophies in order to make a friendly summon. But I don't have that many. So let's see now, can I make a friendly Wraith? That would be something quite interesting, because Wraith can fly, and the flying monsters are really powerful, because a lot of enemies can't hurt them. Like, even the ranged enemies have trouble hitting them sometimes, and melee enemies, they can't do anything. So let's see, what would we need in order to summon a friendly Wraith? It looks like, did that not work? Let's see, maybe the Wraiths aren't summonable. To be honest, I want to change that. I think I'll add Wraiths to be summonable. Yeah, Wraiths are not yet one of the summonable things. So let me add into the change log here. There's basically a list. I'll show you. This is the implementation list. So basically, we chat about stuff. We talk about things. People ask things. Sometimes I have ideas. And then when I'm ready to put something into Palm, I add it here. And then later when I develop, I look at this list and I make the things in this list into the game. And then if we like it, it stays. If not, it gets adjusted until it's working, pretty much. So sometimes it could be removed afterwards, whatever. The implementation list is where things go when I fully intend on putting them in the game. So add Wraith Trophy to summonables. And to be honest, add all trophies to summonables. It doesn't really make sense, to be honest. There you go. In all honesty, it doesn't really make sense that some things are summonable and others aren't. So I'm just going to make it so all the trophies are summonable. It's just I made the system like 6 months ago, and I wasn't as confident as I am with these things. Now I can actually script. I can make like pretty much anything I can imagine, and I know the limitations. Whereas when I started, I was just messing around and learning. So the trophy system was one of the first things that I started on. But here's a great example, actually. Why don't we summon a deer, right? So the deer, we should be able to just toss 1, and then... No, maybe it summons with 1, actually. Usually you can try and summon it, and it'll tell you the right amount. But if I remember right, the deer is summoned with 1 trophy. So let's actually use 2, and then try to summon it. We're going to go say summon. And then it says angry summon costs 1 trophy, And what? Calm is 3? Yeah, loyal summon costs 3. So that means we take our 3 trophies and we go summon. And then boom, look at that, disappears. And then a little bit later, a deer shows up. Yeah, look at that. He is a friendly deer. Honestly, I should probably make them the 2-star deer. Just because then they have antlers. But you can get a friendly deer for your base. Now be careful, because other enemies are still going to cause problems. But it is... Honestly, the deer model in Valheim is remarkably cute. I've never seen them this close without them running away. And they have this gleam in their eye. It's like adorable. Look at that. They're so cute when they're not alerted and running away. And now we have a little deer in our base. And you know what's crazy about EWP or Expanded World Prefabs in general? You could even make like a custom taming system, basically. So like, you couldn't make it so the deer tames this way, but you could make it so that like 2 deer, when next to each other, occasionally produce another deer. Like you could do that kind of thing. I haven't done that, but that's the basics of the summoning system. So as I was trying to get to, you can also use Diverger trophies to summon other enemies. So let's take these 4 trophies, for example, and let's see what the message tells me. I don't actually remember how it works, and I'm about to rework this system. So a neutral Diverger, and then there's a bunch of other ones. Okay, I remember now. So what we're gonna do is just summon a normal neutral Diverger. So unlike the other trophies, the Diverger one actually it has like more outcomes, if that makes sense. So we can summon it, and then the same kind of thing happens, and then the timing's a little messed up because the enemy shows up a bit later. But now we have a level 1 Diverger Rogue. You see? Or star level 0 rather. And now if we were to punch him, he's gonna be aggressive and he's gonna kill me. But once you die to a Diverger once, then the Diverger will actually get calmed down by your death. Yeah, Geosaga. Basically, I live in Nicaragua, and my upload speed is really screwed. So I have to wake up at 3 a.m. in order to be able to stream for a bit. But at this point, it is 6:07 a.m. And this is the notorious time where something crazy happens to my internet, and I go from having like 20 to 30 megabits upload to like 0.6. So if that starts actually happening, then I'm going to end the stream. But so far, that was just a little blip, and now things are back to normal. So what happened there, as you saw, the Diverger killed me. And normally, once you aggro a Diverger, it is permanently aggressive. But on Path of Magic, look at that. He doesn't want to kill me anymore. But let's punch him again. And then boom, look at that. Now, he's angry again, and he's about to shoot me. I would assume. I don't know why he's not shooting me. He's trying to kill something else, I suppose. But basically, if you die, it calms the Diverger down. They basically, they get vengeance. So if you look in the chat, it'll say, the Diverger Ashlands calmed down by obtaining vengeance on Labrat. And that's a mechanic to make the Diverger more interesting. Because you can piss them off, but once they kill you once, then they're not angry anymore. And what's even more interesting is that's not the only way to calm them down. I'll show you another way, which involves feeding them their favorite food. And Diverger either like stamina food, health food, or magic food. The Diverger we're working with right now is a Ashlands Diverger. And the Ashlands Diverger use health food to calm down. So let's aggro him. We're gonna punch him. Oh, I tried to dodge his attack, but it didn't work. So I gotta aggro him and then not get killed immediately. And I'll show you how you can calm the Diverger down just by tossing some food at them. But yeah, so Geosaga then says, Nicaragua, really? Do you speak Spanish? I'm not fluent in Spanish, but I live here. I handle things. I speak like a Nicaraguan person speaks Spanish, which is like a slower version of Spanish. People in general here, they don't use really long sentences or really long words that often. It's often like simple phrases. Like one of the things, like you want to see someone and you're like, hey, how you doing? You can be like, hey, que nota, that kind of thing, etc. Hey, Captain Crumbs, welcome. Yeah, we've been showing off some features of Path of Magic. So earlier I lost a boat, died a couple times, but I got the boat back, and we've been showing off some of the Diverger mechanics. So what I'm trying to show, actually, is that on Path of Magic, you can piss off a Diverger, and then he's gonna shoot me, right? Yeah, there we go, he missed. Okay, then if you get the food to them in time, there we go. I gave him the food. Oh, it was too late. Okay, I see. So if you look in the chat, you see how it says Labrat offers the red-bearded Diverger some sausages. He took the sausages, and then the red-bearded Diverger gobbles down the offer and forgave me, but he killed me before he forgave me. So that was not a good illustration, but that's the basics of it. If the Diverger gets pissed off, you just throw some food at them, and that will calm them down, and then they'll start like actually behaving properly. So I want to see, maybe I can make it work if I have corpse run up. Let's see. This guy has ganked me so many times. Right, all right. So basically, how much damage does he do? I feel like it's like 100 something. I'm not even gonna try and block his first hit or her first hit. I just need to hit them. Yeah, and then they're gonna shoot me. Yeah, there we go. And now I gotta toss some health food at her and then get out of the way. Basically, okay. Yeah, she stole the health food, and then there we go. She ate it. See? So it's a little bit delayed. I can work on that. I'm actually gonna reduce delay of the health food calmer. No, the food calmer for Diverger. And then also reduce the delay for the messaging for the traders. Delay for trader messages. Pullback. Nice, because I don't know if you noticed earlier, but like for a feature to feel snappy, it needs to happen like straight away. You know, so like you give the Diverger the thing and then they calm down. Otherwise it just like doesn't feel as intuitive as you noticed earlier. That also allowed me to die, and then the Diverger picked up the food afterwards. So that's some adjustment that I'll work on. But for now, yeah, that's how that works. And what I was originally actually trying to do before I got distracted going on this rant all about how these mechanics work was clear out this burial chamber, because I want to get some more silver. And that's so that I can increase the strength of this abyssal razor. So Captain Crumb says, what happens if you drop the food first and then hit her? I don't know, actually. Let me try just dropping the food. Ah, so why did that happen so fast? Interesting. Yeah, so she just ate the food. Let's see, I was gonna stab her. I guess I should just punch her. Okay, so let's see. Crumbs asked if I drop the food and then quickly punch her, right? She should like calm down. Uh-oh. Ah, yeah, it worked. That's really funny. All right, so that Diverger is just gonna be chilling there. The whole purpose of that was to like show that mechanic. But now I need that cart. Where did it end up? Ah, yes, yes, the cart is over there. Okay, cool. And I just realized maybe there's some silver ore in one of these cargo crates. Nope. What about this foreman? Ooh, she's alive? That is insane. It's very unusual for this foreman to remain alive. And here is another special diverger. Earlier you saw the diverger blacksmith. This is the diverger foreman. And the conveyor foreman allows the conveyor system to work. And I've done loads of videos about these, so I won't do too much conveying. But the conveyor moves items and can also load up stuff into kilns, forges, etc., etc. So pretty much you toss some ore onto this conveyor, and then it goes all the way there, right? So the Geosaga asks, can you summon them anywhere if you have the drop? Yeah, almost anywhere. There's some certain limitations, like if you're near a boss altar, I think there's a limit of like 4 or something like that. So you can't just like summon like 20 of them to make the boss fight more easy. Although you can summon a lot of things in other ways. So in general, if you have the stuff to summon them, you can summon them. 1 second though, I need to release the hens. And then when I get back, I'm going to be raiding this burial chamber here to try and get some silver ore. Because silver ore is a rare drop in the burial chambers on Path of Magic. And in general, the burial chambers are way different than what you're used to. They're going to look pretty much the same, but they have a bunch of loot and other things in them that you're not used to. So you'll see that in a moment. But for now, I need to make sure that I have the coins for the inside cart. Because there's so much stuff to loot inside the burial chamber in Path of Magic that it ends up being a huge pain in the ass. So, to counter that, we've made it so that you can summon a cart inside the burial chamber itself, and then you'll be able to basically use that cart to make looting the burial chambers more palatable. So here I have a little bit of money. Let's see. I'm gonna need, I guess I can make a super cart, which is 405 coins. So let's sell one more stack of cores here. Oh, we have 20 black cores. Nice. That's even more money. Oh, wait, maybe that's the same amount of money? Oh, nope. That one's glitched. Yeah, you see how it's spammed there? That means I have the wrong data. So let's fix that. Fix black core sell rates. All right. Maybe it's because it was in a pile of 20. Nope. All right. Something's wrong about the data there, so I have to fix that. That's a really easy fix, though. I just added it to the list. I'm just going to keep doing what actually works, which is these cores here. Boom. There we go. We got our 300 coins. And now we have a much more reasonable amount of coins. Let's put some of this stuff away. So we only need 405 coins, and you'll see why shortly. And aside from that, I'm just going to load all of this other stuff here into the nonsense chest. And this is the glory of the nonsense chest. You see, you can just have your stuff in a certain place and then load on up. In this case, we're going to keep our silver arrows. They are incredibly useful, which you're going to see shortly. But for now, let's get ourselves back to where we were. Here we go. We have this. There's our cart. Our cart, is it lootable from the front? No. I like to make these things easy. So what we're going to do, we want to make it so that when we fill this cart up, we can just take it away, right? And if I take it down here, then it's going to get all heavy and get all screwed up. So I need to be able to look at it and open it up just like that. That's going to be fine. And then we're going to go inside And on Path of Magic, all the dungeons reset every Monday and every Thursday. So you can hear there's all sorts of nonsense going on already. So let's just get to it. What we're going to do is put this down and then go say summon. Oh, nope, sorry, say buy, actually, because what we're doing technically is purchasing a cart, and then there we go, Lab Rats Super Cart. We now have a cart with extra inventory space to make looting this dungeon more reasonable. There we go. Yeah, and there's all sorts of stuff that you're not used to, like you just saw me kill a surtling. I'm in a burial chamber, right? You know, all sorts of stuff, but I actually need to take the hens outside, so give me a moment here. They are squawking up a storm. I will be right back. I think I'm safe now. I'm gonna assume I'm safe. I have the rooster here, and you all can't see me, but I'm hoping maybe he'll squeak. Or do you want to make a cute noise or something? No, he's being very quiet, so you can't hear him. I'll take him outside. One second. Alrighty, I am back now. Awesome. The hens are all happy. I'm surprised my internet's still working, to be honest. This is normally the point where the upload speed gets all wrecked, but I'm still sitting at a solid 3 megs, which is great, to be honest. Or great by my standards. Alright, we got our shield. Now, let's, ooh, okay, Mr. Wraith. Okay. Oof. Oh, I didn't even block. That was bad. Oof. Brutal. It's nice to see a normal Wraith, to be honest. Whoa. Leave me alone. Oh, double Wraith. Oh, gosh, this is bad. Let's go where they... Uh-oh. This is so bad. This is so bad. This is so bad. This is so bad. Oh, God. Oh, God. I'm just, like, suiciding, basically. These arrows are crazy, crazy, crazy powerful. So, they can, like, totally wreck undead monsters because they do this AoE spirit damage thing. So bear with me if I'm running around like a lunatic at first. It's true, I am running around like a lunatic, but in theory I can survive as long as I don't get hit by my own lightning. Alright, nice. Whew, absolute bonkers. And so that is happening because of the silver arrows. In normal Valheim, silver is kind of okay, but silver arrows and silver weaponry aren't that powerful. They don't end up being that useful. Like, don't get me wrong, the silver sword is really awesome, but considering how much silver it costs to upgrade and make, yeah, it's just not that great. And silver arrows, like, come on, how many of you have played Valheim and used silver arrows? Like, honestly. From my experience, silver arrows are basically an unused asset, along with almost all metal arrows. Bronze arrows, iron arrows, all these things. People tend to not use them at all. So that's a whole other thing in Palm, but silver weaponry is top tier endgame weaponry. So, like, silver arrows do a bunch of AoE damage. They're really useful in any situation with big groups of undead. The silver dagger does the same thing. The silver sword, Frostner, anything that does spirit damage does loads of damage. And the idea is to make... Hey, I got a herb... that's cool. The idea is to make it so that the silver is, like, actually useful. And Crumbs says that they've never... Yeah, both of you have never used silver arrows. Yeah, exactly. Because why would you? Silver is so, like, expensive. And like, what are you gonna do? Use it to make silver arrows that, like, what are you gonna do? Shoot some skeletons with them? You know what I mean? But now on Path of Magic, there's actual reason to go get silver because it's really, really valuable. As you saw earlier, silver is necessary to make empowering attempts. And it's also used for silver arrows. It's good stuff, you know? Yeah, flint arrows up until the plains ones. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty typical. Maybe sometimes people make the like the obsidian arrows or the frost arrows before they get to the plains, but the needle ones in the plains are really cool. I agree. All right, let's see how this goes. Path of Magic has altered dungeons. So I found out that you can actually increase the size of the generated dungeons in Valheim, and it's fully vanilla friendly. So you can triple the size of a dungeon, and that way the deeper dungeons are more common. And my personal favorite experience is like, you think you're at the end of a dungeon, but you find this one tunnel, and then that tunnel leads to another passageway that leads to like some crazy open area with a bunch of stuff in it. And you can see there's all sorts of different kinds of things that can happen here, right? Here is what we're looking for. What we're looking for are the ancient pots, because the ancient pots sometimes have metal in them, and you can get silver that way. I didn't get lucky though. No luck. Got some nastiness here, and we can get some royal jelly. As you can see, there are just loads of different things that you can get. Whoa, where did these enemies come from? Yeah, that's another thing that happens. Enemies in dungeons on Palm are spawned on a randomized delay. So you think you cleared the room, but then you turn around and there's enemies behind you. And it takes a little bit of getting used to, because people are used to the dungeons in Valheim being really, like, easy, to be honest. But on Path of Magic, we take a different approach. So we make it so that the dungeons, like, if you're in a dungeon, you're in danger. Unless, like, you've been in there for 20 minutes or so and nothing's happened. Because then you know nothing's going to spawn. But for the most part, oof. Oh, I survived. That's lucky. For the most part, you're in danger if you're in a dungeon. And now let's show off some other features. So you can see that I'm using a bone tower shield, but watch what happens when my bubble breaks. We're just gonna hold our tower shield up, and then boom, look at that. We have a parried enemy. And that's because on Path of Magic, there is this bubble blocking system, and it accidentally added parrying to tower shields, which was pretty funny actually, because it has nothing to do with the tower shield. The tower shield itself doesn't cause parrying, but the bubble breaking does stagger nearby enemies. So you can use the bubble breaking to cause an AoE stagger, and that becomes like this really powerful thing in melee. And that is a perfect spot for a silver arrow. This is basically the situation they're made for. A bunch of enemies in a small area, and you can just use the lightning, and it just completely wrecks any enemy that's undead where that lightning hits. But you also have to be careful yourself, because it's just as easy for it to kill you. You don't get damaged by the spirit damage, but the lightning bolt itself will damage you. So now we can just do our classic don't think about it, just load up all of the nonsense, right? Went a little bit too far here. Oh, I just don't have that much food with me, huh? Ah, interesting. All right, that's fine. So now we can go around and load these things up. And there's a couple things I want to adjust, because the loot table, it needs some work. There's certain things like carrot seeds, for example. They're just not necessary. They end up being trash. But turnip seeds, probably necessary, because they can be harder to find. And you can even get like progression items. So on Path of Magic, there's actually 2 ways to progress aside from fighting bosses. You could actually just go into the biome and keep killing things. And there's like a 1,000th% chance or something that the thing you kill will drop the progression item for the biome that you're in. So if you wanted to do a Valheim playthrough where you never kill any bosses and you just farm things in the meadows until you get Eek's Antler, and then you farm things in the Black Forest until you get the Crypt Key, and then you farm things in the swamp until you get the other one, that is actually built into Path of Magic. So there is a way to progress without even doing boss chests or boss fights. But for now, let's, it's so powerful. You see, this is why silver arrows, they're just absurd. They turn people into a pile of their materials. Let's see, what do we have going on? Hey! Oh, it's a wood box. All right, all right. So this is another thing you can get. You can get these, they're called bio. Ooh, that was a wraith, wasn't it? Yep, yep, yep. I recognize that blue glow anywhere. I didn't see him, to be honest. But you get these biome boxes, and that's what you just saw. There's like 30 or like maybe 20 different boxes you can get. And they're called, no, not biomes boxes, sorry. They're builders boxes. So you can get those drops and then use that to do a whole bunch of different things. So let's see, let's, I think Ping's here, right? Yeah, yeah. In general, I only rest if I'm just the only player on the server. I'm too impatient. I've been in a bunch of situations where you like wait around. Trying to coordinate 4 or 5 people to sleep is not a normal thing. Tough locks? What happened to your migrating tag? What is this? Yeah, sometimes there are locks in the Black Forest on Path of Magic, and they just completely wreck. As you can see, this area is floored. There's all these dead things over here. But it looks like this locks. I think he can make friends with this troll, and these undead, and these Grey Dwarfs. Yeah, you can fight them and leave me alone, please. I should be good. I think I can just run away now. Yeah, that looks like they're gonna sort themselves out. Don't worry about it, Ping. I just, in general, when other people are online, I don't even bother resting. I just accept that. Oh, it's daytime anyway. All right. Huh. Ah, yeah, I have a stronger Abyssal Razor. That's cool. You want to go? Yeah. What happened to his eyes? That's funny. I didn't notice that, but the animation like closes the eyes or something. All right, here's our cart from before. Not to be confused with the cart on the inside. There we go. So there's the Wraith. Oh, it's a 2-star Wraith? Oh, come on. Come on. All right. So I just created a predicament. And for your own sake, if you ever play on Path of Magic, you need to learn what to do in this case. Because there's situations where if you zone into the dungeon, there is a monster there at the entrance who will kill you. And there is a way to work around that. What you do is you get yourself a bubble shield, and then you enter the dungeon with the bubble shield. Because the bubble blocking actually prevents a 1-hit kill. And it makes you a 2-hit kill. So you could take a 90,000 damage hit. And as long as you had the bubble up, it would break the bubble and you'd survive. And that is actually part of a game development strategy I've wanted to use for a while. A lot of Path of Magic features are actually me testing out theories I have about game development. So Geosaga asks, can you repeat again? Who can I join the server? I did all the server things, but I can't see the server in the join game community. Ah, okay, so you are... If you're in the poolside chat, here you go, I'll just show you. This is the end of the stream. So I can just, or sorry, it's deep into the stream. So I can literally just show you. You'll join the poolside Discord. Once you do that, you need to go to channels and roles, and then browse channels. Probably just search for, oh no, can't, yeah, JP, there you go. So you just do JP, or actually no, don't even do that. Scroll down until you find the JP Valheim section here, and then just click follow category. That's gonna activate all of the things that you need. 1 second, I'm being ganked by this Grey Dwarf. Let's fix that, all right. And then once you've done that, then you'll be able to scroll down here and find the JP Valheim section. And this is where the getting started area is. So just scroll to the top of that and boom, there is your information. You could honestly just look at this and copy it. I have a policy where I don't make it super convenient to get this. That's just a way to kind of gate the server a little bit so that the people who play on it really want to. So in general, I show it openly later in content, but I don't start content from the very beginning that way. Oh, okay. Looks like my internet crashing may have just begun. We'll see. I just had a big dip. So I'm gonna try and keep going, but I might have to stop pretty soon. Oh, yep. Probably I have to stop because the thing is happening. And this happens somewhere between like 6 and like 6:40. So it looks like now this is the end. We'll see. Oh, I totally forgot about the Wraith because I was talking. That's really funny. All right. Oh, no. I can't even loot all of the stuff. Okay. Let's redo my strategy here a little bit. Also, I apologize for the frame rate. I understand that, yeah, basically, it's probably getting messed up. Sorry about that. Now, hopefully you can still hear my audio, though. Yeah, this is what happens. You see how now the stream's, like, totally wrecked, right? It's like, it was super smooth, and then boom. Something happens at 6 a.m. Between 6 and 7 a.m., and my internet just goes, like, completely to crap, and my upload speed basically vanishes. So maybe I can, oh, it just became empowered? God. Dang, forgetting about that. I got distracted, and then because I died next to that Wraith, it became an empowered Wraith. Which, as I mentioned earlier, there's a mechanic, right? To make it so that the monsters, they basically eat you. And they become stronger when you die there. So, that happened. Hello, King Borthol. Welcome. I am doing a... Say I'm playtesting at this point. We got our boat back, and I've been showing off some Path of Magic features. Although, I'll have to end the stream probably in like 20 minutes or so. And this is probably going to be the time I stream, because based on my internet situation, I can only stream between the hours of 11 p.m. and 6 a.m. So, otherwise, I start having a lot of problems. And they've actually already started, I can tell, because OBS shows me. I know the Wraith's here this time, though. That little bastard. Look at him. Yeah, he's an empowered Wraith now. So, as I mentioned, enemies on Path of Magic get stronger. And so you may think, oh, he's just a normal Wraith. No, this is actually a 2-star Wraith. So he will hit very, very hard. But it's okay. It's okay, because I have silver arrows. And a door. Oh, thank you, door. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Door. Oof, brutal. Oh, wait, where are the silver arrows? Oh, did I use them all? Ah, classic. Alright, I guess I have to use frost arrows now. Alright, maybe I can... Oh! But see, the thing is, yeah, gank myself with the frost arrow. That's always the problem. Let's see, I think I can do it here, right? Yeah, because there's a loop, right? Please be... Oh, it's not a loop. I'm so dead. I thought that was the other hallway where there was like a loop in a circle. No luck, no luck. Now, let's see. Did I just use the last of the silver arrows? Ah, I did. Yeah, I did shoot quite a few of them earlier, and I only had 8. That'll do it. An empowered enemy wraith just became empowered. I'm just making that wraith even stronger. All right, all right, all right. Hello, King Borthol. Welcome, welcome. I run Patho. So King Borthol says, wait, like, are you the mod maker or just a fan? So that's an interesting question, actually. I'm not the mod maker. The mod maker is Yer. He made Expand World Prefabs. But Expand World Prefabs allows you to script your Valheim server to have different things. Oh, Borts. That's easy. I can remember that. So basically, when you have EWP on your server, you can make scripts on your server that then change how things work. For example, I'll show you a script right now. Let me just put it in a reasonable text editor so that it looks all colorful and pretty. All right. So here we are. This is how all this magic works. Basically, there's these scripts on the server and a mod called Expand World Prefabs. So what you do is you use existing vanilla assets to develop mechanics and things that you want to do. And so here we can see, for example, the silver weapon buff. Anytime the VFX for a burning undead, which is the silver weapon, like if you've noticed, it's like a blue spirit fire or whatever. Anytime that occurs, it spawns a lightning bolt 2 seconds later and also does all of this damage here. So that's basically what's going on. Whenever you see something crazy happen, that's it. I'm like, I didn't make the Expand World Prefabs mod. That was made by Yer, but myself and some others, depending on the script. Sometimes I use scripts other people have made. Most of the time, these days, I make them myself. And we basically play, and then we come up with ideas, and then we script them, and then we play and see how it goes. So a really clear example of that is something called a nonsense chest. You can see here, there is a nonsense chest, and if we open it up, look at all of this space. So every player can have one nonsense chest. So it's like a way to help reduce the forced inventory management in Valheim, etc., etc. There's lots of stuff like that, but for now, let's see. So the wraiths died back at the end there. I'm thinking about that. I guess I should just try and use 1 silver bar to make 20 silver arrows. Really, silver arrows are like the key. If you have silver arrows, you can clear crypts. But if you don't have silver arrows, then it is a struggle to clear crypts. 500 coins, how did that get there? Whoa, did the conveyor sell something to a merchant? I didn't even know that was possible. Very interesting. Anyway, for now, we're just going to toss this. I don't need this stuff here. What I do need, though, is some food. Ah, I know what I can do. I have a tiny bit of ether somewhere, right? I'll keep using the silver arrow strategy. We're going to have all our health food, though. And I think I can make 1 stack of silver arrows. Yeah, with my 1 silver bar. There we go. Okay, that should make everything easier. Let's make sure it's actually equipped. Now I'll be able to take out that empowered wraith. Welcome, by the way. Welcome. Welcome, Geosaga. So you're going to start in the center of the world, and then there's a path. Just keep following that path. You're going to get to a big, big, big bridge. And then at the other end of that bridge is it's like the greeting inn. That's where you can claim a spawn spot and then kind of figure out what you want to do. In general, the meadows are pretty safe, but people tend to join the path and then explore it. That's what they tend to end up doing. So let's see. Let's get a bubble from this guy. Wait, why didn't he hit me? Ah, the rock clipped his hit. I see. Okay. There we go. We got our bubble. Now, there is wraiths at the end of this hallway. So let's make sure we're ready for that. And I don't just run into my death for no reason. I can see the glow. Hey, there we go. See how much damage? The empowered wraiths are insane. Hey, and now... Look at that. So you can't tell, but when you kill an empowered monster, you actually get a random buff. And then you also get an empowered chest, which is that one there. And they vanish after you loot them because they actually are temporary. Hey, nice, nice. Got a bunch of stuff here. Iron head arrows. I guess I can get rid of the carrot seeds. There we go. So the empowered monster dying there spawned that chest, and that's why we got all that other stuff. And you can see that there's a lot of different loot. Like you get things like copper scrap, bronze scrap, etc. Right? This isn't normal, but in a dungeon on Palm, the idea is that you get so much stuff, you can build things with it. So you can do dungeons as a way of acquiring resources to build in. Huh. I can't loot this for some reason. I wonder if I go out and come back in. Maybe then. Let's see. So I see that Bort said, I want to get into it, but I'm a potato when it comes to numbers. So coding is kind of hellish to me. Hey, I feel you, man. I feel you. And I got good news for you because EWP, coders tend to not actually do that well with it. EWP is more about knowing Valheim than it is knowing how to code. If you like put a scale, let's say there's a scale of 1 to 10, and like an actual programming language, let's say it's a 10. Making mods is like a 5 because you don't actually need to know how to program to make mods. There's a lot of tools available and panels for that, which I can actually, if you subscribe or check out my YouTube channel, over the next week there are 3 panels coming out. One in particular I recommend you check out if you're more into making mods is the one about making mods with Azamat, the Jotun people, and they literally tell you exactly what you need to learn about. So I think that video comes out in a week, but you could also actually watch the Volcon live stream. I don't remember exactly where it is, but if you ask me or comment or something in the future, I can tell you. Or you can just wait a week and then the video will be on my YouTube channel. But it's basically, it's a panel with multiple people. So hopefully that helps you get involved and interested. But if you think of modding, modding is like, okay, if actually knowing the language is a 10 out of 10 difficulty, modding is like 5 out of 10, maybe. And then EWP scripting is like 2 out of 10. It's much easier to get into because personally, like a lot of EWP scripts are super, super simple. Are these particle things always here? I don't know if I just never noticed them or what. Interesting. I got distracted by that for a moment. All right, let's see. I got to get my bubble shield back. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, as you can see, when you die, your soul comes back and will try and fight you. But that doesn't happen in the meadows, because otherwise people die too much in the meadows. Alright, that's looking solid. That's all good. Let's organize this a little bit. There we have... Hey! How did I get all these... I must have picked up some silver arrows at some point. That makes more sense. Okay, cool. And now we have just this one last tunnel over here. And now this is a perfect example of like, are we gonna get the big crypt moment? Right? Where the crypt is enormous? Yeah. Or, let's see. So far, this has actually been a relatively tame crypt, believe it or not. As far as Path of Magic goes, they can get absolutely crazy. Hey, see ya, Crumbs. Thanks for checking out the stream. I'll probably be streaming earlier than I used to these days, because this is pretty much the only time I can do it. So, the stream seems to have recovered from that earlier dip, which is quite lucky, because sometimes I have to stop at 6 a.m. But it looks like today I might make it until 7. See, the reason I was doing this is because there is a small chance of getting silver ore as a drop when you fight monsters. So I was hoping that I might get lucky. You can also get silver ore if you find one of the pots, the Ashland's pots. They spawn metal, and sometimes the metal that they spawn is silver. Ooh, 2-star. As soon as I saw how purple he was, I was like, wrecked. That'll be fine though. Now let's see. I'm wondering. So Bort, did you see the panel with Azumat and the others about making your first mod? Because I literally asked them like, okay, if I want to make this, what do I do? And they explained it. So I think I'll find, if you're interested, I'll figure out exactly when in the live stream that happened, and then tell you, because then you could just watch that. And it's a great, honestly, it was a great panel. I learned a lot from those panels. Definitely more than I expected. I went into the panels feeling like modding was something that you needed to know how to program, like, fully. But I left with the impression that while it is very useful, there's basically enough tools with modding that probably what you want to do is simpler than you think. But it really depends like what you're trying to do. Personally, EWP scripting is a lot easier than actual modding. So in general, a good way to start is like to figure out like, okay, what is it that you want to change? What is it exactly? And then as long as you're aware of that, then it'll work out. So GeoSaga is saying, do you know why I'm super laggy? I can't even move. That's unfortunate. So generally, I recommend a couple quality of life mods for Valheim. You don't have to use them, but lag-wise, Valheim is kind of wrecked without them. There's 2. There's one called Better Networking. There's some others you could use, but in this case, Better Networking is on the server. So you should install Better Networking on your client. And then also a mod called Dungeon Splitter, which is by Yair. And these 2 mods make the lag situation way more manageable. But you shouldn't be super laggy aside from that, to be honest. In general, EWP doesn't really like add more lag. It's not like other mods, if that makes sense. Like certain mods can really increase your RAM usage on the server. Like if you run other mods, you may be, yeah, your server may use like 10 gigs of RAM. Whereas if you're just running EWP, it's like pretty much always between 4 or 5 gigs, unless something goes wrong. So it should be fine. And I'm assuming if you install Better Networking, then it'll be all right. Very weird, actually, that you're having issues, because there's not that many people online. And also, no one's in the chunk you're in. Assuming you're in the center of the world. Like, let's see. Yeah. That'll probably fix it. Also, if you're, like, in an out-of-the-way area, like, I live in Nicaragua, right? And I have to play Valheim with a VPN on. Otherwise, I cause people a lot of lag. There's something about using the VPN that literally just makes it work better. That's something I discovered a while ago. Kind of counterintuitive, because you would think that the VPN would make things more laggy, but it doesn't always seem to do that. Wait, how did I end up... Is this a big circle? Did I just wrap around in a circle? How did I end up over here? Hey, it's that guy. Ah, you've seen VPNs causing crashes, huh? Yeah, for me it doesn't work that way. Like, literally, I can't play Valheim around other people unless I use a VPN, because I cause too much lag for other players, especially when sailing. So I have to use better networking and also a VPN, and then it's manageable. But there's something about, yeah, about using the VPN that makes a big difference. So if the VPN's causing crashing, that's weird, to be honest. That's really weird. That shouldn't happen at all. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Unless maybe it's like, if it's a free VPN, maybe it's like not working properly or something. But in general, I mean, I don't use like some super fancy one, but in general, better networking is really useful. And if you have better networking installed, then usually the lag is more manageable. But Valheim itself, unfortunately, like, you know, honestly, I would rather... Hey, some tin! Awesome. I would honestly rather that Iron Gate redid the networking code than made new content. Because, like, I get the Deep North is cool and everything, but, like, the end biomes don't matter. Like, in all honesty, like, they're cool, but they don't matter. Like, players play in the Black Forest, the Meadows, Swamp, early parts. The vast majority of people play in that part of the game. And, like, I love the Ashlands. I love the assets, all the weapons. It's really, really awesome. Don't get me wrong. But that being said, like, Valheim has huge problems with multiplayer networking. And even their crossplay thing, which is supposed to enable people to do things, like, it doesn't work as advertised. Crossplay isn't a viable solution for a server. It doesn't allow you to have multiple players, because the moment there's more than like 3 people on a playfab server, it gets wrecked. Like, it's almost unplayable sometimes. So that's kind of sad, you know, because like crossplay in theory should be really cool. It should allow PC players to play with Mac players. But unfortunately, it takes Valheim's worst problem and makes it exponentially worse. And like literally, I started this server with crossplay enabled because I wanted to make it work, but it literally can't. It's unplayable because of how bad the lag is using PlayFab, which is what crossplay does. So hopefully that would be fixed. Because to me, from my perspective, like, people don't stop playing Valheim because the Deep North isn't out or because the Ashlands aren't out. They stop playing Valheim partially because of all of these problems with multiplayer. Like, they can't just make a big town with their friends. It gets so unplayably laggy that it can't function. So, like, I get it. I get that from a game development perspective, that involves rewriting a huge part of the base framework of the game, the networking code. But if the only thing that really matters is the networking code, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like as is, Valheim is sort of a semi-single player game. Like, there's certain people who literally can't play with others because they have a bad connection that's far away. And they have to do all these other things. Like, you shouldn't have to download a mod to make a game work in multiplayer when it's a cooperative survival building game. Like, that's just absurd, you know? But it's the reality. It's how it is. And, yeah, King, Bort, as you mentioned, like, Bort says that he's heard that they want to stop production on the game content once it's finished. And, like, honestly, yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. But I hope that someday someone realizes that we're better off, like, reworking the base of Valheim than we are adding more content to it. Just people don't... Like, some people can't play. They can't do what they want, you know? Like, who cares about the end of the game when you have these issues in the very beginning? But it is what it is. Personally, I get the impression that Iron Gate is like totally overwhelmed by all of the publicity, and I don't blame them at all. It's definitely very overwhelming. But also at the same time, like, you know, it's a game. People love it. And some of the choices just seem kind of odd, but, you know. I don't blame them at all, though, because, like, okay, at one point in my life, I was on the receiving end of a bunch of hate and anger from another YouTuber who was, like, 5 times the size of me talking shit about me. And I gotta say, like, if you think that normal life, when, like, hundreds of thousands of people or whatever is easy, I mean, they went from just a little game that no one knew about to having a game that was like one of the most downloaded games of all time on Steam in that period of time. That then took people who maybe are introverted and covered them with social interaction and the attention of loads of people. And I mean, that's enough to do anyone in. It's tough dealing with that kind of attention, and to be honest, I'm not sure that they were ready for it. Doesn't seem like it, personally. And I have a feeling that that experience was so abrasive for them that they got burned out by it. And like I don't blame Iron Gate at all. Really, like, but also like I've learned a lot because I want to make video games, and I see that like you have to have hard limits on the number of players, because it's actually a really bad thing if your game gets too popular too early. Like, really, it creates a lot of problems. And then the people who are gonna play Valheim play it while it's in this weaker state, instead of playing it later on when they would have been more reasonable with it, right? So Bort says, for a team of game devs that just expected a derpy little game to not get any traction, but now I feel like they're stuck with this big thing they have to finish and the whole world watching. Yeah, exactly. That is pretty much the nail on the head right there. And like I don't blame them either, because, you know, it's tough. And Valheim is like, it's an awesome game. But the attention people get, and also the toxicity, as Geosaga says, people can be toxic. Like, if you look at like the tweets on Iron Gate's accounts and the things people say to them, it's like there's millions of people who don't play Valheim who just bitch and moan to them about Valheim. And then if you listen to the developers in interviews, you can tell, like, they focus on the criticisms. And it's like, damn. I don't know, like, if you're gonna focus on the criticisms, just fix the multiplayer. And then like, there is no more criticism. You know what I mean? But I think that is it for now. I did not get lucky. I did not get any silver. But at this point, the internet's still working. I'm gonna cut it out before I lose my luck. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope that you have a great day. And yeah, Bort, it's true. It does suck. I hope it all works out. Who knows, you know? ValCon just happened. That was really fun. We'll see what happens with the game in the future, but I'm not expecting a whole lot, to be honest. I'm expecting that like, us as a community and developers will be the ones to like make Valheim more accessible to people again, you know? I don't think that the 1.0 update is going to do that, but maybe they'll prove me wrong, you know? Who knows? Anyway, everybody, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode of The Path of Magic. Thanks for watching another episode of The Path of Magic. All of the crazy nonsense that you've been seeing so far has been done with Expand World Prefabs. Expand World Prefabs is a fantastic server-side BepInEx mod developed by Yair. And if it wasn't for Yair's hard work, none of this would be possible. So I strongly encourage you to support Yair if you can. And if you're interested in supporting my work, there's 2 ways that you can do so. By getting your own dedicated Valheim server at Zap Hosting. I've got lots of tutorials showing you how to set everything up, and it doesn't even take that long. All you'll need to do is go to the link in my description, zapphosting.com/jpvalheim. That'll get you set up with the BepInEx server straight away, and then you just need to change a couple config files, and I have all of the information that you need for that. The second way is to support me on Patreon, and you can just check out the link in the description below if you're interested in doing that. I understand that some of you might want to support me, but, you're not going to get a server to do so, so here you go. Now you have a way to do it. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to see you in the next episode of The Path of Magic. Bye-bye.